Nice shirt.
Yeah, but it's not, I don't, there's now my hands can be comfortably by my side, so that would be
That's
better.
right. That's fantastic. Yeah, so hey Toby. So I'm gonna I think I'm gonna start with how I'm feeling today, but I'll ask you first.
Okay.
How are you?
Everything's going just fine with me. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. I am going to talk to you practitioner to practitioner right now because I've
Great.
been working on this series and on this self-healing journey that I'm going to actually start officially June 1st, but I'm kind of gearing up towards that moment. And I officially don't feel great right
Mm.
now. But that's because I'm comparing to how I felt this morning after I did Qigong, and I felt fantastic. And so what I'm battling right now is fatigue
Mm.
that has been an issue for me in my 40s. It was a very, very big issue when I was actually finally just confronting the fact that I didn't want to tap into my savings chi anymore. My savings chi account, my 401k. And
Yeah.
once I stopped tapping into that, I was chronically fatigued. So that was the worst fatigue I've ever experienced in my life. That was 9 years ago. And the self-care focus that I had that time was the best that I've ever taken care of myself, given those circumstances. And then I went from not being able to run. And you're talking, I was a very athletic person before. I did a lot of sports. And so I couldn't even jog
Mm.
or had any desire to do it, to running a 15K 6 to 7 months later. And that was a very, very like first hand experience of what Qigong can do. And I was committed. And that was before I took the job in corporate medicine again. So I have to say, maybe I could blame corporate medicine, but it was really, I could notice how great I felt. And also I didn't deal with these issues of dampness. I didn't deal with, all of that got better. And so now I feel that way again, and not as bad, but it's just nice to have that measurable goal. But I'm trying to keep in mind, and you can keep me honest, I'm telling myself not to expect what I expected last time and to throw away any expectations. I'm just in for the process.
This is for Chinese medicine. Always remind us for who, when. So you're a different person at a different time now. So we always got to customize it for that.
Absolutely. I'm a very different person, but I remember this morning, oh my gosh, you know, even I could see in the when I recorded how I felt, in front of the camera, how there was just a brighter Shen, and it just felt I felt so much better. But my battery is drained by now at the end of the day. So that's where I'm at.
Great.
But I'm excited.
What's your plan then?
Um, I'm battling two things. I've scaled back all my classes. I've canceled, so I'm not teaching anything for the next month or foreseeable future. I'm not even sure if I'm committed to traveling to
Mm.
teach, aside from my commitments that I have already. But I don't want to take on too much on my plate. I'm going to do more online work, something where I can stay at home. Um, but teaching Qigong, that's not actually taxing for me. That builds my
Mm.
energy. So if I go to travel, for example, to see you and I teach Qigong, that's fine. That's what kickstarted this whole idea of the self-care and scale back. And it was that I taught Qigong last weekend to a client, and it was just one person I taught all day, my favorite form in the world, that actually was the one that helped me run a 15K for the first time in my life. And so when I did that, I said to her at the end of the day, without filter, I was like, I'm going to challenge you to do this 3 days a week. And I said, I can't challenge you without challenging me too.
Great.
Yeah. And I'm holding her to it. So we have a meeting in a month to see how we're doing. And
You'll
I'm
practice
gonna,
together or you're just
no,
checking with each other?
no, this is what I call the Qigong practice challenge, right?
Mm.
Where it's not just you go home and you learn this and you do this a little bit. I'm going to be doing this minimum 3 days a week, but probably more.
Great.
Yeah, because I need even more than what I needed 9 years ago. And so I just need to be very gentle. But at the same time, I'm trying to restructure my website and refocus what I'm doing because it's not reflecting what I'm doing now. And so by scaling back, I can do some of those things. But I've been able to, uh, set up a timeline and just, be good to myself, take naps,
Great.
be okay with that. But I look forward to feeling that energy again. That so I'm going to probably add some moxa too, I think.
Great. So Qigong, naps, and moxa. What else are you?
And KHT. So I've been at the Saam, which, just different self acupuncture
Great.
methods that I can do for myself. But yeah, no, I'm feeling my limits. I'm feeling my limits. So here I am.
I'm so happy for you, right? Because at least for my case, right, I exceeded my limits, got really sick before I started taking care. So I'm really happy that you're bumping up against your boundaries. You're going to pull back and really build everything up. I think that's yeah, it's such an important characteristic. And then you can help your patients with that too, right?
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
if you
Yeah.
do it, then you can when you recommend it, the patients can feel that you do the same.
Yeah. And yeah, as you saw at the last, what was it, the last conference where we were speaking together, that I literally will give my heart away,
Yeah,
right? And so that probably causes a little bit of a deficiency for that reason.
typical clinician, right? Putting
Typical.
the patient's needs ahead of your own. Again, that's
Yeah.
fine if you got a bounty yourself, you can do a lot more
Mhm.
of that. But especially when everything starts to dwindle, yeah, you've got to pull
Mhm.
back
Yeah. I
or crash and burn, right? It's up to you.
Well, I just gave that workshop, last, what was it, 2, 3 weeks ago. And although I really enjoyed giving the workshop, I have to be honest, it was just too much expenditure for me. And it's not worth it unless I have people on board. I mean, I did everything.
Mm.
There was no assistant there. And, if you imagine the work of 11 people, which is scheduling and, event planning and getting the room and contacting everyone and arranging for the payments and then oh yeah I got to give the class and so I did that and I was a zombie like the next day, but we went to the coast so I was able to take in sort of the chi from the ocean and just it was really nourishing. It felt really good.
I'm glad you got some pluses on that trip, but that's a lot of minuses.
Oh, you mean the dampness?
No, no, but I mean, you got the ocean energy, but then you had
Yes.
to do the scheduling and then all that kind of stuff. So a lot of minuses before you got to get that plus of the ocean.
Oh yes, that's true. Yeah, the ocean and then doing nothing. And it's not, I mean, running a business is hard, but I mean, the idea of like running a practice or running a company and and still having these long-term goals, well, the long-term goal has to include me too.
Yeah,
I
a
factor
healthy
that
you.
into, yeah,
If I can say in there, the long-term goal has to include a healthy you, not
that's
you
right.
body dragging along, right? Yeah,
That's
you
right.
just got to be a healthy you.
Yeah. So thanks for being in my life and thanks for talking about it. And I'm going to be having more conversations with other practitioners about this as I go through this.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing you in July 1st and seeing the transformation.
Yes. It'll be at least, and it'll be probably ongoing. I'm doing 1 month and whatever else comes
All
up.
right, first check-in will be July 1st, and then yeah, ongoing, taking good care of yourself.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Toby. Have a good
Sure.
one.
Take care, okay?
Okay.